Good evening, this is Gavriel Jacknin, and welcome to BJC Halacha Day number 1058. Halacha Day keeps the Yetzer Hara Away, and we're continuing with the chapter Rules Concerning the Blessings Said Before Enjoying Foods, Drinks, and Fragrances. Today's halacha is a doozy. Here we go. Although if inadvertently you had already recited the blessing Shehakol over anything, even over bread or wine, you would have fulfilled your obligation. You may not do this deliberately. In other words, really Shehakol is that generic blessing that works for everything. Shehakol we generally make on water, orange juice, cheese, chocolate, candy, meat, but generally speaking, bread has its own unique blessing. Hamotzi lechem haaretz. Same thing with the wine, but if you accidentally said Shehakol bivro and then took the bite of the bread, that works, but that's not ideal. Ideally, you want to make hamotzi over the bread. It is your duty to study in order to know which blessing is appropriate for each individual kind of food. And speaking of which, the Bella Jew Center has these cards. See this? These are blessing cards. You can learn every blessing for most of the foods that we eat. Cakes, fruit, vegetables, it's all in here. It's free. Let me know. PME will happily give you a card. You can put it right in your wallet or purse. So that's how you get to learn the blessings. However, if you are unable to determine under which category the article is classified, or if the authorities are in doubt and no clear-cut decision can be made concerning the appropriate blessing, then you may discharge your obligation by reciting the blessing Shehakol. So if you're not sure, no one's sure of the specific blessing of that particular food item, then Shehakol would work. But, as the halacha concludes, if it is something that you can exempt from a bracha, from a blessing, by eating it during the meal, so much the better. In other words, let's say you have this cracker or this rice cake or whatever it is, you really want to show the blessing. So ideally, why not have it in the middle of a bread meal? You made a motzi, you eat the motzi, the bread exempts all other foods, so have that rice cake or whatever that item that you're not sure the blessing is in the middle of that meal, and then you're good to go. Another way is, let's say you know it's got to be either Shehakol, hadama, a vegetable from the ground, mazonos. It's one of those three. So assuming you have a cake, you make a mazonos on the cake and have in mind that food item. Same thing with the vegetable, the celery, make a blessing on the celery, have in mind that item. And the same thing with the Shehakol. If you have a piece of chocolate, have in mind that rice cake, and the rice cake is just an example, but that food item, they're not sure the blessing, and that way you'll exempt it by making one of those three blessings. Or, as you mentioned, just have it in the middle of a bread meal. That's the best. And that was your halacha. Thanks for listening to Sponsor Feature Halacha 36-100 for the gold. Wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow.